Hello YouTube. Sorry I've been neglecting on my videos. I need to put out some more. And I didn't do my fry update. Oh my goodness. Looks like I'm dead or something. I just had a lot going on. My car is currently out of service. I hit my parents' gate and I shredded my back left tire. This is the second time I've done this. And yeah, I drive a really wide sedan, like a full-size sedan, so you have to make really wide turns, and I just miscalculated, and I hit the freaking fence and ended up shredding that tire. So, and on top of that, it's been raining the past 2-3 days, so I've had to hurry up and try to collect rainwater because water here is ridiculously expensive. So yeah, so instead of just doing my fry update with this tank, I'm gonna update everybody. So sit tight and I'll talk a little bit about all of my bettas. Okay, this is Sugar Daddy. He is the father of all of my fry that I currently have. And you can see his lovely blue lips. And the lighting is a little bit better, so you can kind of see the lavender coming out on him. And he's currently in a 2.5. It's long ways, so that's why it looks so small. There you go. So nobody's like, oh my god, he's in a little square box. No, it's a 2.5. There's no heater, no filter. I change the water every 3 days. And yeah, I do a complete cleaning, like get all the gunk out, the gravel and everything. I'm gonna have everybody in the 2.5, but I think Sugar Daddy is a little too big. He looks to be fine. Like, I put him in a 10-gallon and he's just like, oh my god, it's too much space in here, woman. So maybe a 5.5. I can fit 2 of them side by side on this rack. And I was thinking just putting everybody else in a 2.5, put a sponge filter in there, and possibly looking at putting a flex watt tape. I've used it with reptiles when I was hatching lizard eggs. And I didn't know until I saw Inglorious Bettas. She was actually using flex watt to heat her bowls. So I think I'm gonna try the flex watt. What I would have to do though is, of course, get some wood and put the flex watt on top of that and get a thermometer. Oh yeah. Put a sponge filter in there, and that'll be it. Have to use a really small one though, cause yeah, that would take up a lot of space. And then put like live plants in here. Not a lot though, just very minimal. I'll put probably 6 of them up here, and then put a light strip on top of that. But I'd have to move this rack again over here on this side, because the electrical panel's there and I'm not allowed to cover that up. I'm actually supposed to be moving these, but you know, nobody comes in here and checks that crap anyway. So yeah, that's Sugar Daddy. So maybe he'll be in a 5.5, maybe a 10-gallon split with Dot. I don't know. Speaking of Dot, this is Dot right here. She's doing well. She's healed up completely after that failed beta sorority that I did. Her anal fins got tore up really badly. You can see she's full of eggs, like she's really fat and round. That's not food, that's eggs. And I'm hoping she drops them later on tonight, because I've had the barrier up for 2 days, like they couldn't see each other, and now she's all full of eggs. She's got this guy over here and then her husband over here. Like, if these two are not next to each other, they don't eat. So, yeah. That's what's going on with Dot. Next, we have Vortex. He's the newer male. He's what I would call a marbled male. Very, very little marbling on him, but as you can see, his tail is completely healed. You don't see that split anymore. It takes about a week or two for me to heal fin rot in the jars that are not heated. In the heated tanks, it takes about 2-3 days. So he healed up really nicely. He's not showing any signs of illness anymore. He's very active, and he recognizes me for food. And I think he's loving life because he's next to two ladies, so of course. My next lady is Flower. She's my double tail female. She really got beat up when I tried to spawn her, and she wasn't releasing her eggs when she did an embrace several times. Then afterwards, when I put her in a hospital tank, because I had her in the spawning tank for about 3 days, she then released her eggs. So I don't know what happened. I had her in with my yellow half moon to try to spawn them together, but that didn't work out. And she's doing fine. Just stuck in a little bowl for now. Next is this weird, crazy behind half moon that I've had for like, almost 3 years now. And he's got all type of issues going on with him. He blew his tail a long time ago, and it's never been the same when it healed back. But then in the wintertime, when I put them all in the heated tank, he blew it again. He really messed up his fins, and yeah. He does some weird behavior, too. I don't know. I thought he was dead when I took him out of the heated tank because he was just like on his side and he wasn't moving for a very long time. So I was like, okay, it's time to go flush him. And I went to move the tank and he started moving around and I'm like, okay, let me try to medicate him. So yeah, that's what's going on with him. After he got medicated and whatever, he perked back up in about a week. And yeah, that's him. Just all types of messed up. What I could do is trim off some of the anal fins because on a half moon, their fins are very, very heavy because they're so dense on such a tiny fish. And basically, over time, when the tail blows or anything happens to their fins and it comes back, it usually comes back thicker than it was before. And yeah, that's what's going on here. As you can see, it's all uneven and nasty looking. I could like trim it off a little bit and fix it, but I don't know. He's such a weird fish anyway. But hopefully he'll be around when I upgrade everybody. That'll be nice. See if he'll perk up a little bit. He doesn't do well in a big tank either. Like, you put him in a big tank and you fill it with plants, he freaks out. I don't know. He's got something going on with him. But yeah, that's him. The next take is the Divided Disaster. It is my disaster because no matter what I did with it, the nitrite level was too high. And I figured that, excuse me, I figured it out. With a sponge filter, my DIY paint sponge roller filter, yeah, whatever. It had some water wisteria all like stuck inside of it. This sponge doesn't have like a hole on the other side. So it was basically shoved in there where the air stone is and everything. And no matter how many times I was changing the water, when I kicked the sponge filter back on, all that gunk and stuff would be everywhere. And what I had to do was pretty much break down the tank, bleach the gravel, bleach the tank itself, and I finally decided, okay, I'm going to take apart the sponge filter completely and see what's going on, and that's when I found all that water wisteria, and that fixed the problem. So good for that. And I have to actually get a real sponge filter, like this one is tearing apart and everything. And Amy over here, there's no more water wisteria in here either. Amy over here decided she wanted to go and play with the male, my half moon male. Well, he didn't want to play, and he tore her apart. Like, her anal fins and her caudal fin are all torn up, messed up, twisted up, jacked up. So, yeah, I put her back on her side, and she decided she wanted to play with Pinky. Well, Pinky's even worse, and Pinky tore her up. So yeah, she got jacked up. She's in a jar. If I were to isolate her, she would stop eating. And there's no more room on the top rack, so I put her over here in the jar so she could see Pinky. And sorry about that. I had to dip down real quick, but yeah, that's why she's in there. And I'm probably gonna put some mesh in there so she can have some privacy from Pinky. But if I put her away from Pinky and they can't see each other, both of them stop eating completely. So that's the only reason why she's still in there. And the half moon male, he's doing good. He's grown back most of his fins. Like the other half moon, I could trim him down a bit if I wanted to, especially the dorsal fin. You can see it's flopped over and extra heavy. But I don't think I want to do that. So down here is the double tail butterfly male. I'm going to end up probably taking him out of the 10-gallon down here. He was down here for breeding purposes, and it didn't work out. So, and he's not really eating that much, so I think he needs some company. So, just some betters, they're just completely not sociable. Like, they have to be able sometimes to see another fish or another betta. And a lot of my bettas are like that. So, I think I gotta move him up in the other rack. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by children. So, this is the fry tank again. I'm having brown spot algae growth like throughout this tank. You can only see it in the front. You can't see it in the back because my phone sucks. So yeah, all the fry are doing well. Miss Boss Lady, who is this lady up here, she's the biggest. She's about 3 inches already. Everybody's getting along pretty well because Boss over here is controlling everything. She's making sure nobody's nipping each other, nobody's like fighting each other for food or anything, and when it's time to eat, they make sure she's the first one to eat. So that's why she's Miss Boss. As far as the substrate goes on the tank, I wanted the red Eco Complete, but it turns out when you put it in the water, it looks more like burgundy. So I'm going to just have to go with black, I guess, because the red is a little bit more expensive. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm ended up one-handing this right now, so I'm going to cut it short. Just going to talk about real quick. I'm probably going to just end up putting the black Eco Complete in and add in gravel on top of it, like a lighter color gravel to bring out the metallic blue. Everything will be planted. I got plants on the way. So yeah, this is going to be a planted tank. I'm going to change the top eventually into a glass top and get a different type of lighting going. And like I said, I got plants on the way. They should be here Friday, so for now they're just gonna, I don't know, probably sit in little clay pots. I have a couple clay pots that I'm probably gonna throw them in and just put them in here while I'm waiting on substrate. And that's about it. Just brown spot algae problems that I have. I could always go and get a like a bristlenose pleco or something like that to eat that up, but I don't want to. I don't really like plecos. They're just, you put them in the tank and you never see them again. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the otocinclus. I've had them before and they always died on me, but that's only because I didn't have enough algae for them to eat. And apologizing, like I said, I'm doing this one-handed. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah, come over here.
Don't forget to subscribe.
You have to come over